Hi everybody, how are you? Not too many people here yet, but I think we can begin the Q&A. Yeah, welcome to the Heavy Duty Challenge Q&A at our Traxing. Thanks a lot to the Traxing community for giving us this space to talk about the game. My name is Łukasz Leśniarowicz, but everybody calls me Mol. I'm the lead designer at Nano Games, the developer of Heavy Duty Challenge. And I'm here to answer your questions about the game. But I thought that maybe I will begin by telling you a bit about HDC, about how we even got to make this game, and what's the approach that we have to development. I have shared my screen just to show you. Well, basically, it's going to be a slideshow with with some screens and some pictures, and I hope it will give you more info about the game. And after that, just ask me questions in the chat, and when and then I'll just try to answer all of them. We have plenty of time, so I think it should be all right. Yeah. So what is Heavy Duty Challenge? Let me tell you. It's a off-road track simulator. You drive in off-road and you take part in track trials, which is an actual real sport that we based the game on, where you drive trucks in different categories depending on how many axles they have, how big they are, and where you win trophies. In the game, except from the sports side, we also have open world levels where you go on scavenger hunts. Basically, you drive around, you search for specific locations, and that's the way you win also those levels. But you can just have a nice, relaxed drive if you prefer. As I said, we have based the game on the real track trial sport. So thanks to that, we have official branded tracks, authentic real tracks that take part in those particular track trials, Europa track trials, the ones that we cooperate with and from whom we have a license. And as you can see, we have many different brands. We have MANs, which you can see here. We have Mercedes-Benz, we have Unimog, and many other brands in the game. Someone told me that this might interest you to just tell you about how we actually started making this game. Well, it kind of began with an email when we were looking for some interesting topics for our next game, and our previous game was also a track simulator, so we knew we wanted to do something with tracks. We came across Europa Track Trial, and we wrote to the organizers, and they were really nice. They invited us to Limburg in Austria to one of the championships. And they were a little skeptical, honestly, because they they didn't have much to do with video games before we approached them, before we emailed them, and it took us a little time to get to know them better, to get them to trust us a little, and thanks to that work, we were able to create a connection with those people, and They were nice enough to give us a lot of opportunities to visit the track trials, to work with the teams, to meet the teams. And that way we were able to learn about how the tracks actually work, how the sport works. And in this picture, for example, that I'm showing now, you can see the champion showing the OK. His name is Marcel Schoch. He is the champion in the 4-axle category. And having contact with people like this makes it so much easier to make this game, because we have actual parameters of the tracks. We can take pictures. We recorded sounds. So this all allows us to have a very authentic experience in the game. And that's another team, champions in the 3-axle category with the track in the back, and a motion simulator where somebody is playing our game. They also helped us a lot, and many other teams that we cooperated with. So this meant a lot. And the screen I'm showing, this is from the game, and this is the actual track. So as you can see, we really take what is in the real Europa track trial. We take the real tracks and we try to recreate them as well as we can. We record the sounds. Here's our sound engineer catching the ambience of the whole event. This also extends to having very authentic recreation of the environments that you drive in. So usually we go to track trials, and out of 4 environments that we have in the game right now, 2 are based on track trial locations, but we also wanted to expand that, and the picture I'm showing is from Iceland. Those of you who had the chance to play the playtest that is currently available on Steam, you probably played the level. It's based on a real place, Dimmuborgir in Iceland, that we went to. The guy in the picture is our environment artist who scanned everything and took pictures and prepared the whole level later to have the authentic experience there. So this is in general how we work on the game. We cooperate with Europa Track Trials. We work with them to recreate the tracks as authentically as possible. We recreate the actual locations where you can drive in the game, and then I guess the magic happens, and you have the game. That's a bit of a presentation maybe, but I think we are here mostly for your questions about the game, about how we work. So I hope you have some questions for me and I can answer them. If not, I can keep on talking about our game all day. I can see someone typing, so I hope first question is coming. All right. So the first question probably comes from the playtest, really, because it is how the total times are being calculated on the leaderboard. We think some of you might have encountered some issues with how they were calculated. We have discussed it and are looking into it to check if the times are correctly summed up from. They should be summed up from the events and put on the leaderboards. And as you probably know, the winner is the person that gets the best score overall on the playtest championship. But if you have the same score, decides. So in case there are any issues, we will check the times in the events because we saw that they are calculated correctly, and we will make sure that the right people are on the top of the leaderboard. Is there any mod support or plans for modding support? Right. So modding is obviously really big, and especially I think in this community, right? But the way we are approaching this, what you see in the playtest, except from the scope, so you don't get all the tracks, you don't get all the levels, and so on, is something you will definitely get on release. And modding is one of the things that we have put on the list to as an idea to expand the game. We will have to see how many people are there interested in this site, and we will be expanding. We have prepared for this. I mean, the game was created with modding in mind, in the sense that like adding extra content and so on will be possible, but we want to do it right. And we are releasing on 3 different platforms: on PC for Steam, on PS5 and Xbox. So we have to figure out a way for all the people to have the same experience. So we are looking into it. Another question: I would love to play the game, but keep getting a black screen. Oh, I'm really sorry. We think some of the bugs that appear on the playtest are probably have to do with an update on AMD cards that has happened recently. So we are checking it, but I can tell you this: we are thinking about finding a way for people to play the game before release also again. I think another like demo will be available. So just give us a little time. The playtest is giving us a lot of data to analyze, and all the bug reports that you're sending, all the issues that you're reporting, all the specifications that you are sending us, we are collecting, and this will allow us to optimize the game better and make it work on the hardware that it has issues right now, because it's kind of difficult to test the game on all different specifications during development. We try to check as many as possible. This playtest allowed us to really discover what kind of specs you have, and where we can get better. So so I hope we can work on those. Will there be Freeroam or something, or maybe a track editor? Okay, so these are kind of 2 questions, right? So the Freeroam, yes. As I said, in the playtest you get only a handful of levels. If someone hasn't played, there are six obstacle courses: 3 in the tutorial and 3 in the championship. But on release, we will also have open world. So it will be possible to just drive around. For example, like when you play the Poland level, you play one obstacle course, one section. But in the open world version, you will be just allowed to go basically anywhere around this level. So there will be a free roam mode in the game, and you will be able to just just test your tracks in difficult environment without the gates. And well, there will be some gates to find in the environment, but you can just drive around. And when it comes to the track editor, just as I mentioned mods before, all of those ideas that you are sending us, we just keep on the list of things where we can expand the game and what the next step can be. I will tell you, we have looked into how to make a good track editor, and if we do, we'd like it to be like an in-game editor, not some like clunky external software. So, which is a bit of an extra challenge for us, but I think we could manage. Right. So with the DLSS, FSR, I can't speak to that right now. You'd probably have to discuss this with our tech director, but I will just let him know about that people are asking, and we'll look into it. Is head tracking or VR support planned? Track IR, I think, should already work. So I think it should be even in the playtest. VR support is a very interesting idea. I can tell you our team has some experience with VR because, most of us, I think, have worked on VR projects in a bit of a different field, because in simulators, but training simulators for critical infrastructure operators, like airports, civil defense organizations, government agencies, and so on. So we have experience with VR, and we know with a game like this, the biggest challenge will be to in the off-road, when it's really bumpy, to have people a smooth experience. So this is not an easy task, but we can see that many people are asking about VR. So this is another thing where we are considering expanding. What has been the feedback from the real-life Europa Truck Trail races? Have they played the game? Oh, nice question. So last year we went to Gamescom. Aerosoft, our publisher, had a really nice booth where one of the teams, BFS, who are driving a 3-axle MAN truck, brought the truck. They just brought it to Gamescom. And next to the truck was our game on a motion simulator. So, a machine that has a wheel controller, really big screen, but also gets you to experience the movement. We ran it on the motion simulator for people at the trade show to have a really exciting experience. And the driver and co-driver from BFS team drove the simulator, and I was really proud when they said, that it felt really, really good. That the physics which we worked years on, that it felt authentic, and they had fun. The guys from other teams also had a chance to play the game at some of the events, Europa Truck Trail events, where we just brought the game, had like a small booth, and there they played. It was really exciting, and we also liked that the fans of the sport were interested and came over and played. So yeah, the feedback we got a couple of years ago was like, the tracks are too fast, we don't feel the authentic feel, and so on. And we gathered all that while they checked newer versions of the game, and I'm really happy that the feedback now is really good. So here we have two questions from Pat. Will the game be multiplayer, and will the game support the steering wheel? Yes, the game supports the steering wheel. We have got some reports with the playtest that some people said on some wheels the force feedback was a little too strong. They are way too strong, and we will be looking into that. But the game does support steering wheels and different controllers. Of course, gamepads are a no-brainer. But honestly, like, I can't imagine a game like this that would not support the steering wheel. So yes, and any issues that appear, we will work on until release to have a really good experience on the steering wheel. When it comes to multiplayer, right now, what you get is the leaderboard. So you can compare your scores to friends. A friend of mine told me that with the playtest, he's calling some colleagues, and they are organizing a small event for themselves, just checking between friends what who's better, and that's the, well, it's not really multiplayer, but that's the like experience you can get with other players. You can see how good they are and so on. We and anything more is an idea to expand the game. It's all my RAM. Can you fix it? We'll do what we can. We keep optimizing the game. The playtest got us a lot of data, and we will work on optimizing it even more so that it works better on different kinds of specs. This game would be even more fun with a steering wheel. Yeah, that wasn't a question. Sorry, that was a comment, and yeah, I hope you can soon try it on a steering wheel. There's one in German. My German is not too good, so let me just quickly translate it, and I'll probably answer. Sorry, I answer in English. uh, oh yeah, it was a comment about the performance. So as I said, we'll work on it. So here's a question about the editor. Could you maybe implement a track of the day event where players can play created tracks by the community? This allows people can play community-made tracks and be a bit more competitive against each other. Something like Trackmania does. Trackmania is an amazing game, by the way, and I think it's a great idea. It sounds really cool. So if we implement a track editor, an obstacle course editor, we will definitely consider letting people share their creations and to allow them to try different things. Someone said they love the idea of the leaderboard. Thanks. I think it's a pretty cool way to really feel the sports side of the game, because I talked a little before about the open world and free roaming, and this is definitely a lot of fun. But the game started with track trials, and this is a core of the game. So a leaderboard allows you to compete with real people instead of getting like a random source of, well, not even real AI, but AI teams. So yeah, thank you. Do the large displays around the track or also in the track stay as large? Can you switch it off? Right. So as some people have commented, settings are for now disabled, as we are still working on some things related to that. But you will be able to turn off the HUD and have a, for some people, more authentic experience where you only see from the eyes of the driver, only in the cabin, without any additional info from the game. So we can implement that. Yeah. Would be modding possible? Right. So yeah, someone has asked about that. Diesel Addict asks again. Modding is something we are looking into, and it's one of the things, one of the directions that we are taking into consideration to expand the game after release. I'm glad that creators are also interested, and I'm happy to hear that the game looks like something you would like to work on. So as I said before, many people are commenting, "Hey, how about modding?" So we have a growing list of interesting directions to expand the game. With being a game dev hard, stressful. Is it stressful to be a game developer? I mean, every job is sometimes stressful, but I'm quite happy about working in our team and creating this awesome game and so on. So I think that compensates for some of the stress. You of course get stress all the time. I'm the person that has to speak publicly about the game, for example. but it's also a great experience and a great thing to do in life. So I'm really happy with this. Another question: how many different environments will be in the full game? Right. So we have 4 environments on release. So one is the one as Poland from the playtest. Another one is France, another one is Iceland, and there's one more which is not in the playtest at all, which is called Austria. And France and Austria are based on track trial locations. So Austria, we got a lot of great data from the place that organized track trials with Europa Track Trial, which is in Limburg. It's a quarry, stone quarry in Limburg in Austria. That was the first one we actually created, and it's not in the playtest yet. Another one is an off-road park in France, in Montalier-Versières. It's a village close to Lyon, where you can also check track trials. Maybe not every year, but very often. As far as I know, it was the first place where they organized Europa Track Trial. It was Montalier-Versières, so we wanted it in the game. But then we thought, about other locations. The championships take place all around Europe, in France and Germany and Austria and Italy and Slovenia. There was one in Poland, all over Europe. And so we thought, a lot of us come from Poland. I come from Poland, so we should have a Polish level, and it's based on the region where we live. Actually, in the game we call it the Jurassic Highland. It's an area between Krakow, where I live, and another city called Częstochowa, and it's Jurassic because the rocks that are there were created when the dinosaurs were still alive. So that was the Polish level that we really wanted to have, and there is Iceland because, I mean, you've seen the level. It's very dramatic and exciting and dark and atmospheric. And I had the privilege to go there with our environment artist to check it out. And the location is called Dimmu Borgir, which means dark castles or dark fortress. And it's a really amazing place. So those 4 will be there on release. Right, so let me find another question. Oh, here. Are you allowed to use a different vehicle during the contest? So in the game, it goes like this. The trucks are divided into 3 categories in the game: 2-axle, 3-axle, and 4-axle. And when you unlock a level, you can select any truck that you already own in the game, enter that level, finish it, and get the points. If you want to go on the championship leaderboards, you need to finish all the events inside the championship. You have the Playtest championship, and you have Poland, France, and Iceland events, right? So when you complete all 3 in a track that is in even different tracks, but in a category of tracks, you will get points on the big championship. So it's like you can change tracks between events and you can try any different track. But if you want to sort of complete a whole championship, you will have to use tracks of at least one category. I hope I didn't overcomplicate it because it's not that hard. You can buy different tracks, as you can see right now in the trailer that I'm playing all over again. You can see all the tracks in the game, and you can change them between events, and you can buy new tracks for the money that you earn for winning championships. So it's a classic, I would say, video game structure, right? You go on a championship, you win it, you get points, you buy a new track, and you can either go back to the old championship or try a new one. Ray Race says, are there plans for a Mac or Linux release? What about Steamdeck compatibility? Okay, so we are now focusing on releasing it on the free platforms, PC Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series SX. And when it comes to Mac and Linux, we have to know probably that there is a significant number of players on those platforms too. Most players on Steam and so on are on PCs or Windows PCs, so we focused on that for now. When it comes to Steamdeck, honestly, we haven't really focused that much attention on it. But since you mentioned it, I looked into it, and talked to the team how it would go and how well it would run on a Steam Deck. That's a good question. Next question from Modern Balkanal. Hi, Andy. If you want to stream, it would be good to move the ads a bit to be able to insert your video image. Right. So if you with it's more an idea than a question, but if you have that kind of insight to streaming, that's another different type of interacting with the game. So if you have any ideas, please leave us comments on Discord so we don't forget about streamers too, because a lot of people find out about games from you and other streamers. So thanks for thinking about how the game really shows on the screen and so on. And another question, when comes the next test? I mentioned it before. The releasing is in September, so not that long from now. However, I really hope we will be able to get you guys to play the game between now and September, and we are already preparing for that. I hope it will be possible. Another question. All right, it's. Diesel Addict, don't worry about repeating the question. I don't mind. Thanks for the comment. And if you have any more thoughts about modding, please leave comments on Discord in the HDC Discord. We'll appreciate it, of course. Smile, will the different tracks in the same category act very differently, or is it more a cosmetic difference? Okay, so if you didn't have a chance, an open playtest is available right now on Steam. So if you go to Steam to the store page of our game, you can join the playtest. You can check the game out. There are 4 tracks available. Well, actually 6, but 4 tracks in the free access category, and in the tutorial you are able to to drive one level with a 2-axle track, one level with a 4-axle track. So you can compare the 4 tracks, but yes, the parameters of the tracks, like real life physics and engine parameters, sizes of wheels, all the details we got from the actual teams that drive the tracks. So the tracks drive like the real ones. So there is a difference between like the Zebra Zeo old school track and a new MAN track with a completely different engine and suspension and so on. So there's a difference between tracks. I haven't really checked what kind of tracks you are the most popular in the playtest right now, but I will have to take a look. How much will the game cost? Also, I heard keys are going to be given out. I think your game will be amazing. Thank you. How will you address hackers, cheaters? All right, so it's a couple of questions. When it comes to the price of the game, it hasn't been announced yet, so I cannot really say. But I'm sure we will be able to let you know soon. When it comes to the keys, there is going to be a raffle, and people who have asked a question will be able to win a key to the game. And also, the playtest has a whole championship going on. So if you get one of the 9 best scores, you also get prizes. When it comes to hackers, cheaters, yeah, it can be a bit of a problem. Hopefully not that huge, but we'll have to look into some ways to control that, so to speak. There's a question: can you send the key sometimes more before the playtest start to plan? Okay, so. The question is, actually, how early can we let you know there's going to be another playtest? We'll try to let you know as soon as we can, as soon as we're sure we can run it. So sometimes it's not like 2 weeks before, because we need to prepare, we need to test, check, and then we let you know. Will the sound of track be improved? If you have any particular track in mind, please let us know. The sounds that are in the tracks right now are all based on actual tracks. So I think I showed a picture of our sound engineer at the track trials, but thanks to the cooperation with the teams, we were able to put microphones on the tracks. And the sound engineer got in the cabin, recorded all the authentic sounds of the engines, and even like the buttons inside the cabin. But if you feel that some of the tracks sounds off, or any particular sound is not to your taste, just leave a comment on the Discord, and maybe we can take another look at it. I will be handling the raffle. Oh yeah, so there is a raffle coming, as Theo just said. Another question: can you let me know a few days in advance when the playtest will take place? If the key doesn't work, because I've already replied to the email and didn't get any feedback. Yeah, sorry if we didn't answer to a message. We'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And when it comes to announcing the playtest, we'll try to announce it as soon as possible. Are there already plans to add tracks? There is a quarry in Belgium that hosted a track trial this year. Yeah, there is. I didn't have to have a chance to go to the Belgium one, unfortunately. But when it comes to environments and places, This is definitely something we are considering to expand the game. Of course, in the game you will have 4 environments, but this doesn't really mean 4 levels, because in the playtest you have, together with the tutorial, you have 6 sections, and in the game there will be, as far as I remember, 45 sections in different events. Most events will be bigger than one section. It will be like 3 to 6 different sections that you will have to complete to have the whole level marked as completed. So there's a lot that we did with the 4 environments, but I would love to have more environments in the game, definitely. There's a question from Karsareume. Can the people who have played the playtest get an exclusive track? Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, that's a big one, honestly. I mean, what we planned so far, I think, was a special role on the Discord. So an exclusive track is actually a pretty exciting idea, but I can't promise that right now. It's a big one, but a very interesting idea. And I don't know French. I think it's French, but I'm guessing it's that it was impossible to test the game. I'm really sorry, SB17. If the game crashed or did not run correctly, please report the issue on Discord. Contact us separately if you can send us your system specs. We'll appreciate it and try to correct that. I think there's someone writing. We are slowly running out of time, but if you have like 1 or 2 more questions, I think we have time for that. Yeah, a few people. Oh, yeah, thanks, Smile, for being here and having me in this community. There's another question. Is media allowed of the playtest, for example, a YouTube video showing of gameplay? Yes, yes. If you want to record the gameplay, put it on YouTube. We'd love that. We'd love to see that. And I think in the rules of the whole playtest, there is also a reward you can get for a really interesting video that you post on Discord, as far as I know. So if you record your session, please share it on Discord, and I think there's a chance to win something. There's a question from FlexGore. How many different track brands are you aiming to include in the game? Is licensing an issue? So we have a license from Europa Track Trial, which means we can use all the tracks that have taken part in the championship in its history. As far as I know, it's like 200 tracks or something, but the brands that we have in the game are MAN, Mercedes-Benz, there's Steyr, Zeal, and Ural. There's Unimog, IFA, and Avia. These are the ones that we already have. And these are the ones that you can see in the playtest, the whole track selection. So these are the brands, but there are more tracks. So for example, there are 2 Unimogs, there are 3 Mercedes-Benz tracks, 2 MANs. So there are more tracks, but when it comes to brands, these are the ones we have right now. But fortunately, the license allows us to expand the game if we need that in this direction. When the next time for the playtest? I can't really say right now when the game will be available. As I said, I hope we will be able to organize something before the release, but the game releases in the middle of September on the 14th. So pretty soon, and I hope you enjoyed this playtest and we'll have a chance to play it soon. Maybe more of these dates to speak about the playtest. Sorry, I'm not sure I get it. Are you talking about the date of the playtest? It's well, if we can, we will try to organize something and we will announce it. Is there a key to disable the HUD? Right now the HUD stays, but in the settings you will be able to disable it. But for the time being, settings have been blocked because we are still working on some features there. I love your work. Thank you. Thanks for doing the Q&A. Thanks. Mercedes-Benz 6x6 in the game. It looks so cool. Yeah, we're really excited about the tracks we selected, and I'm happy that there's one you like. Actually, I think usually when someone starts to play the game, they know right away which track they want to play. So for me it was Steyr for like many different reasons, but yeah, the Mercedes is really cool. If we cannot, there's a question if we cannot Renault. When it comes to the license, we have a license from Europa Track Trial, so we'd have to check if the Renault track was in the game, and then we can think about maybe expanding the list of tracks. What you see in the playtest is what you will definitely get for release. Yeah, thanks a lot for joining Diesel Addict. Could American tracks possibly be included? For example, Kenworth. So as I said, right now the license covers Europa Track Trial tracks. So all the tracks that we have from them. So this would be a thing to consider and plan and work on, because getting a license isn't always easy, and even with Europa Track Trial, they are very helpful, but it took us a while to talk about why it's worth it to work with a gaming company. So I hope if we expand the game and the track list in the future, we will be able to get some American tracks. That sounds pretty cool, really. For European people, I think the American brands look kind of exotic, and the other way around. Yeah, SB17, I have a Renault, and it did trial with it in the Montpellier circuit in France. Oh, sweet! Wow, really nice to welcome someone from the track trials at the Q&A. It's really nice to see you here. And well, if you took part in the Europa track trial, then your track is covered by our license. That sounds really cool. Can we make merge like a custom wheel and pedals? That sounds like a great idea. I don't know, how the whole marketing campaign will move on exactly, but it's very interesting, and I bet our marketing director will be really interested in this idea. Can you drive it with gears and clutch? Yes, we support steering wheels with gears and with clutch. Is there HTC music for streaming in the game free or license that I must mute in YouTube? The game has music composed specifically for the game. So if you play it and record it, you can use all the footage with all the sound. We have a great composer and really happy with the music. will you do DLC after the release in the game? I think this sounds like a nice final question. We are definitely planning to expand the game, but right now we are focusing on the release. Of course, we want to work on all the issues we find. We want to polish all the features that we already have. We want the tracks to play as well as possible. We want all the levels to work, and this is a game where a lot can happen when you drive. You can't really predict it. So there's a lot of testing ahead of us, testing the gameplay, testing the tech, and so on. But DLCs, yeah, we want to expand the game after release. I would love that. I would love to see different DLCs. When it comes to what wheels are supported, it's like right now the most popular wheels from Logitech, Thrustmaster wheels are supported. Fanatec, we cooperate with them too. So and what we'll try to do is get all the wheels to work as well as possible. All right, I think we're approaching 7 p.m. at least in Poland. Thank you all for coming and for asking all those amazing questions. I think now will be the time when Theo organizes the raffle among all the people who have asked questions. Thanks for all the ideas, for all the support that you have expressed here for the game. It really means a lot to us. And leave comments in our Discord too. If you have played the playtest, let us know what you think. All your opinions and ideas help us just finish the game and make it the best. So thanks a lot. And yeah, I hope you have fun with the game. I really do. Thank you very much.